Chapter 46. With the battle finally over, Angel felt all the pain come rushing back to her. She nearly fell to the ground, but managed to catch herself before she did. Her breaths were heavy, and the room began to spin. Is it over? Father Ryan hobbled out to her. As he did, Angel realized she never put her mask back on. A shudder ran through her as he approached, and she turned to one of the two small wooden vestibules on the far side of the room. Not willing to allow Monsignor Ryan the chance to see her, she ran into the room and shut the door. "Wait!" The Monsignor followed her. Angel desperately felt around in the room for something she could make a makeshift mask out of. When she didn't find anything, she wondered if she'd just stay in the room until some other aid arrived. Within a minute, the door opened. Angel was left sitting in the tiny room, unmasked, as the priest looked down at her. He didn't seem to think much of her face at first, but after a few seconds he double-took. "It was you?" he said. "Bruce Wayne's daughter. Tim's sister. This whole time. It was you?" Unsure what else to do, Angel accepted defeat with a nod. "Even back in your old uniform. Back when you saved me from those hooligans. And you didn't even know what Catholicism was?" "Didn't know what religion was." Cassandra drew out the word religion when she spoke. "No one ever told me. No one asked if I wanted to know. No one until you." The two were silent for a moment. Father Ryan set Snowball down. The dog approached her and licked at her face and wounds. She gave him a little smile, then turned to the Monsignor again. "Do not want you to see me like this. See who I am. Supposed to be a secret." "Well, have no fear." The priest gave a small laugh. "Or didn't you know? You stepped into a confessionary." Angel gave him a look. "A what?" "This room is used for the confessing of sins to a priest like me. And even if that's not what you're doing, I'm sworn to secrecy while you're in there. My caller is a priest. I will not tell a soul who you really are." Angel went white at the kindness of the statement, before, after some stammering, she managed to say, "Thank you." The two sat in silence for a moment before the priest untucked his undershirt and stretched it out to her. "Got any of those blades left? Cut some of this. You can wear it out." Cassandra found one last batarang, cut through the material, and fashioned a temporary mask. The two stepped back out of the confessionary. Angel led the priest to a pew and set Snowball on his lap. "We should get the two of us to a hospital." "You and him." Angel motioned toward the seraphim. "Just want my bed." She turned and walked back toward the entrance of the cathedral. As she opened the door, she got a good look at a small crowd, probably the night's congregation, gathered behind a police barricade. A dozen cops kept them back, and an ambulance sat in the distance. Cassandra made her way to the front of the crowd, where Lieutenant Bullock stood uneasily chewing at a toothpick. "Yeesh! Sounded like bloody murder in there! Are you the only one left?" he asked. "No one dead," Cassandra said. "Monsignor Ryan and the Seraphim are injured. Bad. Need a hospital." "The Seraphim? The real deal? He's in there?" "Too injured to move. Leave him as is. We'll stay that way." "Well, it's about damn time. GCPD got to open a Christmas present a night early. Except there's going to be a lot more paperwork to do. Wherever the hell Jim is, he better get his ass back to us." With Angel's direction, Monsignor Ryan and the Seraphim were both extracted from the church on stretchers. A small crowd began to lower their heads in prayer for their injured priest. Angel did the same. Within half an hour, the ambulances drove away, and the crowd began to dissipate. Cassandra sighed, desperate to return to Wayne Manor and get some sleep, but found at some point in the ensuing chaos, she lost the key to the Redbird. So, with no other plan obvious, she stepped back into the church and began to pray. It wasn't 10 minutes later when the doors of the cathedral opened, and Cassandra smiled to herself, confident of who waited on the other side. She pushed to her feet, turned, and saw as Bruce, Tim, and Stephanie, all still in costume, stood exhausted on the other side of the threshold that separated the entrance from the nave. Without saying a word, she fell into hugs from each of them, first with Tim, then with Stephanie, and last with Bruce, who was also quiet, at least for the moment. When Bruce released her, he simply said, "We did it." "I'll say we did," Tim said. "I don't know how, but we actually got through everything tonight." "Well, I don't know about you guys, but I had a hell of a good coordinator for my little stunt." Stephanie flashed Cassandra a smile. Seriously, I wasn't sure that was gonna work, but the bad guys just ate it up. And it looks like you managed to finally bring down the Seraphim, her father said. Incredible work. You should be proud of yourself, Cassandra. Didn't do it by myself. Cassandra turned for a moment and gave another grin toward the crucifix. Tim gave both her and the crucifix a nod of approval as Stephanie patted her on the back a few times. I still can't believe it's finally over, she said. So, what now? Cassandra took in a deep breath and let out a long sigh before she admitted, Bed. Want to go to bed. The three of them got a good laugh out of this as Bruce looked toward the crucifix that hung at the center of the church. Recent events hadn't made a believer out of him, but perhaps just because it felt right and hurt nothing, a tiny, soft, thank you, slipped from his lips. At well past 1 a.m., Cassandra laid in bed, prepared to turn out the light and finally fall asleep when there came a knock at her door. Come in, she said. Bruce, having changed out of his uniform, stepped in and took a seat at the end of her bed. I saw you found one of your Christmas presents early, he said. Was surprised. Love it. As she spoke, Cassandra noticed a small parcel wrapped in paper in his hands. I know you were well enough to come home, but I'm sure that battle took a toll on you. How does your body feel? Sore. Palms especially. We should probably get those looked at before you sleep, but it seems like you've been through enough tonight. His look, though gentle, took on a serious edge. I take it you're trying to find ways to reconcile your faith with yourself. What do you mean? Stephanie told me what happened the night you were captured. Bruce reached out and rested a hand on her shoulder. I know I should just let you sleep. You have the rest of your life to figure this out. But I wanted to know if you needed anything from me right now. Cassandra looked down a little, but after some thought, she said, Know what God is like. Saw Jesus in my dreams. Don't hate me because of love that I feel. I'm glad you feel that way, Bruce said. But I know others may not. Others will, inevitably, try to fight you, just like the Seraphim did, because their idea of God is different from yours. But we don't have to fight, Cassandra said. Stephanie's church is different. Dick doesn't go to one, but I don't fight them. What about your own church? Cassandra considered this for a moment before she said, I am a Catholic. My church and my God too. I joined because I met Jesus. No one will take that away. At that, Bruce handed her the parcel. They could use a few more like you. You get one more present before Christmas morning. Cassandra took the package and tore away the wrapping paper to find a jewelry box. As she opened it, she found a simple but beautiful silver cross on a chain. Smiling nearly to tears, she raised the necklace out of the box. Bruce helped her fasten it around her neck. Do you like it? Cassandra leaned forward and gave him another hug. Love it. Thank you, Dad. Bruce was briefly silenced by this before he said, You've never called me that before. Did once, Cassandra said quietly. Sorry I took so long. That is a Christmas present. As she released her grip, Bruce laid a hand on her bangs, kissed her forehead, and said, I'll let you sleep now. Merry Christmas, Cassandra. As he walked to the door, he let out a little chuckle and said, Good night, Angel. As he did, Cassandra clutched the cross that now hung around her neck, happy tears streaming down her cheeks. She looked toward the ceiling. Tomorrow they would be celebrating, and at some point after that, she'd have to take Sadie up on that offer. As she tried to return to the moment, she began to pray. Thank you. Thank you for everything. Every moment, every day, every one. Thank you for giving me the chance to love you. And thank you for loving me back. And so she continued, until a graceful sleep finally overtook her.